Fuentes did a stream apparently with Richard Spencer last night. It's very interesting how all of the white people that Fuentes decided to backstab, spurg out on, betray, so on and so forth, all of them are out there. But, you know, he hates them, he hates us, whatever. But Richard Spencer, the guy that he was beefing with for years and years and years, he hated him. They were recording each other's calls. They were threatening each other, all this, that, the other. And he called him a Fed. He said he's on CNN. He's a federal agent, this, that, the other. And what do you know? Now they're both libtards. They're both hanging out. They're both buddies. And they both agree that being in a diverse city is much more preferable than being around white people. That's their claim. Now, I'm not making that up. I want people to know that this is Kaiser Rev putting it out. Quote, Nick Fuentes says, and I don't know, I'm just going to assume it's one or the other. Kaiser Rev is either brown or he's fucking shittered writing this. Nick Fuentes says he's rather live in a diverse city, that's capitalized, than a boring city like Kansas. I wonder why he chose weird states that he chooses. It's always taking shots at Nebraska and Kansas. Wonder why. Anyways, let's listen to the gay Mexican tell us about what we're missing out on, all the crime, all the third world migration. Let's hear him out. Let's see why Nick Fuentes thinks living in a diverse city is preferable than living among white Christian conservatives.
I think about even my life, and I think I live in a diverse city, and I prefer it. I'd rather live in a diverse city than live in like the trad Catholic commune in Coeur d'Alene, or the trad Catholic city in Kansas, or the whites-only town where they're...
Why, though? Why? Because you're a brown Mexican? He'd rather live around brown Mexicans because he's a brown Mexican. But why? Why? What's his argument? Because if you actually, like, outside of me making fun of him and just calling him gay and, you know, fucking brown, unironically, what is the city giving Nick Fuentes? He doesn't go outside. He doesn't go outside. If he does, he goes to a fast food chain and he's not even in like the city. He's in a fucking suburb. He's in a shitty suburb, but he's in a suburb. Like, it's this guy. What is he doing? Is he out clubbing? Is he going to the fucking gay bars? What's this guy doing in the city that he needs to be around in the city so badly? He doesn't leave his house. It's because he likes being around brown people. He hates whites.
The whites-only town.
No drag shows in the trad white communities. It's true. It's true. The Fuentes family's Friday night outings is the drag bar, or it at least was. I can't speak for it now, but it is true that that's what the Fuentes family does on Friday nights. So that's accurate. They don't have those anywhere around here. No drag bullshit.
In Kansas, or the whites-only town where they're...
I think you would be a little bored at Back to the Land. Like, the third...
And then, again, that straw man that these, again, two Kamala libtards prop up. You'd be bored in Return to the Land. Anyone would be bored in Return to the Land because they don't even have fucking power. Okay, they're living in a fucking tent city. That's not the same thing as like a rural white, community. That's just like 15 that make porn in their camper. That is not the same thing. Anyways,
there was bagpipe music and on Friday night, and I think you might be running away back to Park Slope, Brooklyn, or something. Yeah.
Well, and there's
I get it.
There's like a boredom, because I know there was some...
Bro, even when I lived in Chicago, it was like, hey, you want to go to the city? You want to do something? No, I'll get robbed. No, I'll get carjacked. No, we can't go because it's dark and we'll die, okay? Hey, you want to go to a Bulls game? No, the buzzer's too loud. I have to wear special headphones if I go to a hockey game or a basketball game. Like, I'm not even joking. This guy's a fucking Like, how in the world? What are you doing in these cities? Anything enjoyable, or what Nick would find enjoyable, he doesn't participate unless it's like I said.
people from DC, after Trump lost in 2020, they all fucked off to like Wyoming and they did the whole LARP off the grid, and they all wanted to kill themselves. They were all calling their friends in DC, hey, how's it going? What's going on? What's new? Because they were bored. And it's like, at the end of the day, we have to grapple with the fact people like the way things are.
You like the way things are because you are brown, gay, profiting off of it, and a fucking degenerate that's into and a pedophile. So you like the way things are. You, the brown. White people, not so much. Conservatives, not so much. We want to send them all back. We're done with, but Nick Fuentes wants to keep it around. Shouldn't surprise anybody, by the way. This is your white advocate, by the way.
It's like, at the end of the day, we have to grapple with the fact people like the way things are. People are going to complain and bitch, and they'll talk about, I want to be a part of something bigger. People kind of actually like the way things are a lot, and you could see it in their behavior. I think.
All right, so that's the first clip. Like I said, that's straight from, I'm not even, again, I don't watch this shit. I just let them clip it for me. So there you have it. Kaiser Rev says he's rather live in a diverse city than a boring city like Kansas. Okay.
So we can go to you first. Jump in.
Yeah, hello, a resident Kremlin agent here. I must say...
Why is the feedback so bad? What feedback? Their feedback?
The Russian people were on your side, Nick, until you started shitting on our food. I think you should...
Dude, Kaiser Rev is the biggest Groyper clip channel. This is the biggest Groyper clip channel. What do you mean he's trying to make Nick look bad? Hello? This is the biggest Nick dick sucker on the fucking site. I'm blocked, as you can see. All he does is dick suck Nick. No, these clips are not meant to make Nick look bad. This is meant to make Nick look good. These are the clips that pass the smell test in the Groyper group chat that they're like, yeah, put that out, put that out, put that out. People just need to understand what I've been saying is true, has been true for years. The flip-flopping, he doesn't believe anything. He's a chameleon. He literally looks like the fucking chameleon from Monsters, Inc. That's what he is, the purple lizard. Whoever he's talking to, that's his political ideology. And it changes, it blows back and forth like the fucking wind.
Hello, a resident Kremlin agent here. I must say, the Russian people were on your side, Nick, until you started shitting on our food. I think you should try at least fried curd cheese or, I don't know, bread juice. Maybe that'll change your mind. But on a more serious note, you do talk a lot about the browning of America, but how do you feel about the browning of the Catholic Church? I mean, it already is kind of, against what Trump is doing in regards to immigration policy. And how much worse will it get once we get an African pope or an Asian pope? And what is your reckoning with it as a Catholic?
Well, I think that the world is browning. This is a reality that nobody wants to admit. Why did the Hart-Celler Act pass? Why did immigration change? Because the immigration pressures were coming from different parts of the world.
Jews. Oh, sorry. I thought he was asking me.
Because that's where the people were being born. And that's where the population is. So the Catholic Church is a global, universal. I mean, that's what Catholicity is.
Chad said Jews. Nick used to say Jews. No, man, it was all those brown people in America in 1960 when it was 90% white.
We live in a brown world where white people are what percentage of births? It's like 3% or like 6% of every person that's born is white. So, people like to say, well, the Catholic Church is brown, and certainly you're right. I mean, the Catholic Church, I think there's more brown Catholics than white Catholics probably at this point. And the Catholic Church has to represent those people. The Pope has to represent those people. And
the Cope of it all. The Pope is brown and the third worldist commie because he has to represent all the brown people. Yeah, it's a brown religion, dude. It's Catholicism is straight up. I'm sorry. The Catholic is the Pope is anti-white. I don't care.
Speak on their behalf. But I think that the whole world is grappling with this. America is, Europe is. This is a planetary reality that we all have to deal with. That for
The clip's
500
not over.
years, Europeans dominated the globe, and now we're not, and we're actually going extinct. So I feel the same way about it that I do about America. We have to change it, and I don't really see any political opposition coming from the Catholic Church. They make their statements. They're not binding. We ignore them. If we get an African Pope, he'll probably be better. You know, if you look.
The African Pope would be so heckin' based, man. That'd be so freaking based.
Get Cardinal Sarah. He's actually better. He's more pro-white than these Jesuits that come from Latin America. So
Yeah, of course the world was white. Dude, America was like 90% white. He's talking about the 1960s. We're talking about America in the 1960s. Oh, yeah, they had to appease the brown people in America. Give me a fucking break. We know who was pushing for mass migration, and we know why. Because of what's going on right now. And Nick used to talk about that, but now he can't. Now he's a fag.
that's how I would grapple with that, I guess.
Do you like the Chicago Pope? I don't know a lot about him, but I kind of like him. He at least seems like a genuine actor.
So he just is like, yeah, Catholicism's brown. They're all brown. But we love the Pope.
And he's more informal when he speaks. It's like a regular guy speaking, a guy from the South Side speaking. And I actually appreciate that as someone who does not obey his divine authority. But I'm saying this genuinely. I just like him as a person.
I love the Richard Spencer. I love the Pope. I love when he gets up on his fucking soapbox and tells Catholics that immigration from the third world, they have to do it or they're going to hell, and talk about how amazing Jews are and how they're essential to the Catholic Church. And I love how that he blesses these homosexuals now. He blesses homosexual couples, and he seems like a great guy.
I like him too. I like Pope Francis. I know it's controversial, but I like this Pope more than Pope Francis. So yeah, he's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool. He loves him.